So let's see what downtown LA could look like over the next decade. I currently live in downtown, so I'm really curious about how it'll evolve and grow. But a lot of it has a lot of problems. Mainly, all of the tall buildings only serve themselves. They don't actually serve any surroundings. Some give a little public space, but not really. So let's see what these proposals have to offer.
How will LA's skyline change over the coming decade? Will it continue to
Hmm.
push to new heights? These are the 10 tallest buildings currently proposed as of 2020. This list only includes proposed buildings and not buildings under construction at the time of posting. Starting at numbers 10 and 9 are the
Hmm.
6 a.m. towers. These towers are part of a massive development by
Wow.
Herzog and Meuron, and
So off the bat, you can tell it's an absolutely gigantic
it would
scale.
transform LA's art district with its unprecedented height for the area. There's
But still, look at this. I mean,
Meuron,
this
and it would
rendering itself is not the best quality, but I doubt this is the original. But still, it's over 700 feet tall on one side, but then the rest of it's this very low configuration. Why would they do that? What is the reasoning for it being tall here and then low here? Why not also tall here, or also tall there? I mean, at a certain point, it's like, well, what's the point? But see how expensive it
transform
is.
LA's art district with its unprecedented
Because, like, from this view here, this is a 10, $12,000 or more a month rental or condo payment. Who is this for? Is this really for the people or just for the investors?
height for the area. There's expected to be over 1,300 rental apartments, 431
Wow.
condos, 510 rooms in 2 hotels, retail, office, and school space.
Oh, so at least it has a school space. I wonder if it's private or public, but at least it has a school space. That's a positive. But really, I don't know.
The 258-story residential towers would be located at one end of the development, with the rest being a grid of residential, hotel, and office space above
Wait, so the tall grid isn't even hotel, it's all residential? That's interesting. Okay.
a retail podium. The design is intended to be as authentic as possible to the industrial nature of the area.
So they're recreating the industrial nature instead of growing the existing industrial nature of the area. Got it. I mean, at least it's not completely different, but they're gonna have to build all of this and then pretend it was rehabbed.
If the ambitious project goes according to plan, it would not be complete until
Ambitious.
2035, with the
What?
first phase
2035? These are some slow movers. Jeez.
opening in 2025. At number 8 is the Olympic Tower. This is certainly an interesting one.
Hmm.
It's located in the South Park neighborhood of
It is
downtown
interesting.
LA. The exoskeleton of the building would allow it to be column-free, giving space for a 28
So the exoskeleton is the structure itself. It is the columns. That's interesting. It's right by the Ritz Carlton here downtown, but that is interesting. So each floor plate has absolutely no column. So then, what is the floor plan? It really depends on who occupies the space.
story atrium housing this vertical urban garden. According to the
A,
architect,
a vertical urban garden.
Nardi Associates, the 58-story iconic building is designed as a monumental urban tree, where real vegetation is combined with digitized landscape and graphic art images, growing along its structural grid contained within its double glass surfaces.
Digitized landscape and graphic art elements. I just mean green stuff. But also that this term real vegetation. This has to come into question a lot. Real vegetation. I'd argue this is fake vegetation. The only point is to look at it. It might provide a little bit of screening and relief, and it might smell a little good. Wait, column free? Wait, no, it's not a column. But this idea of real vegetation being something we can utilize or consume or have as medicine or what have you, instead of vines and grass. How much water is wasted on grass every year that could be used to grow your own peaches or whatever, depending on the climate. But here in Southern California, we have so many lawns when we could have beautiful gardens. It would grow naturally so much.
The mixed-use tower will also have hotel, offices,
So if you get this apartment here, you get screwed with a tiny balcony. But if you get this one here, you get this big one here. I mean,
retail, and residential, including 374 condos and 373 hotel rooms.
so this is basically half and half hotel, condo. The other was heavily residential. Um, and so this is meant for tourists also.
The building would be 225 meters tall, or 740 feet, and it could open by 2023. Not far away and staying in the South Park neighborhood of downtown LA is number 7, Olympic and Hill. Proposed by the Canadian developer Ani, this development would see 700 condos and commercial space at the base. The building, and more specifically the Crown, has already gone through a number of revisions since it was
The
first proposed
crown.
in 2017.
We have this idea in architecture that there's the base, the middle, and the top. Why? I mean, it's ancient and it goes back to the human form, but on a tall building that exceeds any thought of what the originators of architecture could ever imagine, but we stick to the same principles of base, medium, top. That's still thinking in 2D. This is 3D. This is spatial.
In 2017, it was a shorter 48-story tower.
Did that for
In
horrible
2018,
rendering.
it moved to a more boxy
It's a
design
little
but
better.
taller. And in 2019, wavy
It's
elements
just
were introduced.
someone's like, I won't wait.
The balconies have also gone from straight lines to a wavy appearance. If this proceeds, it could open by 2022.
Hopefully not.
Number 6 is Fifth and Hill, in the
Wow, what is
Pershing
this then?
Square area of LA.
Pershing
Jenga
Square.
design seems to be a trend these days, and
Yeah,
hopefully I can do
Jenga for
another
sure.
video on that at some point. The building starts as a plain box
Oh
and gets more
wow.
Jenga-y as you move up the tower.
What?
And
Jenga
yes,
E.
those Jenga pieces are actually cantilevered swimming pools. 12
Those Jenga pieces are actually cantilevered swimming pools. Holy structure.
large private glass bottom pools to be exact.
Look at this. This is beautiful. Expensive, but beautiful. Absolutely outstanding. In a place like LA, why not utilize pools? Stuff's crazy expensive anyway, make it cool. Don't give people a box. No one wants to pay 12,000 a month for a box. But a pool, it's in the air and it's see-through. Get some people. But still, who is this for? Not for me, it's not for you. Like how much is this place even? How much is that pool even?
The others being smaller lap pools. Altogether, the building will have 31 condos and 190 hotel rooms. The
That view though.
53-story tower is 241 meters, or nearly 800 feet. It was approved
So it was approved in 2019, so we'll see if it actually goes through. But each of those are pools that stick out, but I wonder how they are able to handle it all. And like, can you get up there? Like, is there a wall there? Like, it's probably figured out, but that's pretty tall.
in 2019.
But it's at least an attempt. All these others, I mean, the US Bank building is like a classic, but these others are just these boxes with these attempts. And then here, I don't even know what's happening at this crown, whatever that
And
means.
will complete in 2023 if all goes well. Number 5 is 1045 Olive Tower, another development located in the South Park area of downtown LA. This 70-story tower would reach
Again, it's a very, very classic. Here's your base, here's your middle, and they said forget the crown on this one. But there seems to be a garden, so we'll
247
see.
meters or 810 feet. Near the top of the building is a large cutout which will have a pool and open outdoor space, providing amenities to the nearly 800 condos.
That's interesting, but how
The building
windy
also
and how
features
cold is
cantilever
that gonna get?
wraparound balconies. If construction begins soon, it will finish by 2023. Number 4 is Angel's Landing.
Which one is this?
The
Oh, is that
design
one
was
on the
one of
right?
3 submitted by different developers.
Again,
The final design chose
developers are ruining us. This is all math to make money. There's no other reason to make this. Then they hire an architect, pay them a little bit to make it not look too bad so they can make more money. This is all just to keep you renting, just to keep you spending way too much. Why do only developers get to make decisions to make buildings this big? This gigantic imprint, this gigantic use of energy, this gigantic waste. Because who is this housing? Are there really this many homeless billionaires out there that need all this housing? Are you freaking kidding me?
Rosin was originally envisioned to be LA's new
God.
tallest skyscraper. At 300
Who cares if it's the tallest if no one can get in?
111 meters, or 1,020 feet. But as of 2019, it has since been slimmed down to 2
Of
towers
course.
of 260 meters, or 852 feet, and 165 meters, or 542 feet. It will have 2 5-star hotels with 500 rooms combined, plus 180 condos and
Two
261
five-star
apartments at
hotels.
both market and non-market rates. Since
At both market and non-market rates. What that non-market rate means is one of two things: crazy high or crazy low, but it's crazy low again for the tax reasons. This video does not tell you how many below market, if any, but they only do that. They only throw in a small portion so they can build more crap.
Since the changes to this proposal have been significant, it's not expected to complete until 2028. And number 3 is the Olympus Tower development. The tallest of 3 towers in this project will be 65 stories with a height of 260 meters or 853 feet. A single podium will connect all 3
Again,
towers. The full single podium will
it's a very, very classic. Here's a podium, here's a tower, and we're gonna do something on top of the podium. We're gonna have some retail office, maybe down here, and then residential or condo, sometimes office, but they don't make as much money on office.
with a height of 260 meters or 853
They make the most money on you, on renters, on individuals, and hotels, but
feet. A single podium will connect all 3 towers. The full mixed-use development will include office and retail, plus 879 condos and 1,000 hotel rooms.
879 condos, probably multi-million dollar condos, and over 1,000 hotel rooms that are you going to be able to afford to be here? Would you want to come here?
The plan envisions communal open spaces connecting the surrounding South Park neighborhood. The development was approved to proceed in 2019 with a possible completion of 2023.
I need
The
to
3
see which
towers
ones
will
of
be
these are under
built in one
construction.
phase. Number 2 is Figueroa Center. Next to the historic 94-year-old Hotel Figueroa in downtown LA, the other side of this hotel will be occupied by the 8th spot on this list, the Olympic Tower, so it's certainly going to be a busy block. A 10-story glass atrium would help connect the building at street level. It will be one of the tallest in LA, at nearly 300 meters or 975 feet.
But they're cheating. They add this huge thing up top for what? I hope some utility. I guess it kind of looks like a crown, but Jesus, people, like 975 feet and you're adding on this. Okay. Who who's gonna really believe you?
The tower is proposed to open by 2023. Finally, in the top spot of currently proposed LA skyscrapers is
Wow, that thing's tall.
333 South Figueroa. When finished, it will become not only the tallest in Los Angeles, but the entire western United States, west of the Mississippi. The 77-story tower would have 242 condos and 599 hotel rooms, in addition to converting the 13-story LA Grand Hotel next door into a further 224 condos. As far as I can tell, the proposal has not been fully approved, so it remains to be seen if it will go through more design changes or
Hopefully
even
not,
proceed at all.
or
If
hopefully
it does go to plan,
it gets
it
better
would be open
because
by
it's
2025.
just height for height's sake. It'd be cool to have a rendering of all of these in one, or at least like showing height differences side by side. But because it's
So
all
the
proposed, it's all proposed, then you only get so much info. You don't really know how tall it's gonna be or anything. But horrible garbage. There was maybe a little bit in there that was kind of inspiring. The one with the exoskeleton that had no columns, that's interesting architecturally. And the one with the cantilevered pools out from the building, that was wicked, but still in the billions of dollars, what is the total cost of all of this development? And then what is the revenue generated? And do you get to see any of it? Do you get a piece of it? Why, as individuals, can we not have a say or an investment in these kinds of endeavors? It's only the cities that give out these gigantic development agreements to these gigantic development companies because they all have relationships. Because who's really the big dog? It's not the architect. Kind of the owner, but it's really the developer, who often is the owner, but the developer, they develop to make cash. They don't care about really making a great place. It's actually the opposite. It's the lowest common denominator. It's what everyone agrees upon. Residential units, office space, retail. Where's the garden? Where's the production? Where's the, dare I say it, manufacturing? Where is the ability for the individual to have a space to create, to generate, to innovate? Any of this stuff. It's not here. Because can you really innovate in your own home? Kind of, yeah, but all these spaces are so occupied by these gigantic corporations. And so imagine, as an individual, if you could invest in projects that you saw fit and saw to be good and could vote with your own dollars. This, these projects are just horrible. Horrible, horrible, horrible. I moved to LA for the exciting and innovative architecture. That's what we get. Abysmal.